So, what happened? And I'll catch you up with some stuff that's happened behind the scenes. What happened last time?
Fuck, I don't know.
We were in the warehouse, I believe, when we picked up, finishing off the fight in the warehouse to retrieve the beast.
Baby Rancor.
Thank you. And we kicked some ass. And then there was a Deus Ex Machina that appeared of the hut.
Yeah, Luthen the Hutt came in with his army of rather large droids and made you put an end to the guys that were left, and then picked up his Rancor, underpaid you for the job because he had to get involved, and then left with his merchandise. Do you want me to catch you up, or you know what happened after that?
I'll hand over to someone else.
We travelled to a planet of unknown name because I can't remember the name. I remember finding it on the map. And then myself and Lynn went to the bar while other people went to look for a prison.
We went
I
home
landed up-
first, and we had 5 weeks of downtime.
Yep.
In which you were told off for losses on both missions, for delivering the Baby Rancor and the loss of the other ship. And the returning of Captain Lace and the loss of this information. Whisper was told to go away, yeah, that's right. He also queried this figure called Mother, who had popped up and interfered with the surgeon's plans by stealing the cargo vessel. You then had 5 weeks of downtime where people did various things, including shopping with Bort, who had come to town with his rickety ship and plied his wares. Some people bought things, some people saved money. Before you were called back to the war room on level 2 of the lab, where Whisper explained that he needed the crew to go on an urgent mission to rescue their friend who had sent them a note.
Dr. Levitt Beige.
Dr. Levitt Beige, yes, right. Who was doing some research on behalf of the surgeon, but had been nabbed by a power-hungry Imperial officer after his research. And all that he knew from the note is that he needed help, and it originated from Naboo, of which you gathered your team. Captain Soul flew you here, and then he was staying around, but you guys were investigating the prison and other things when Orin got arrested in the bar. I'm going to pick up straight away with Guido, Remux and Isar, because there is some things happening in the background with the other two. They are recorded, you can watch them at your own leisure, but they have some information to share with you guys very, very shortly. So what we had last time is Guido, Remux and Isar had been doing some reconnaissance on the prison. If you remember how it was a large building in the middle made of glass. You could see right the way through. You could see prisoners up there integrating. There was 4 towers which were manned. There was ray shielded gates around the outside, and Isar had used the spy drone in order to start scanning the complex. What he found on the surface was that there was 2 air vents that suggested there was an air ventilation system. I believe it called it John McClane, something like that up in the previous chat. Orin was in the bar with Lynn, how they'd gone to an officer's bar in order to try and obtain a uniform / security cylinder to try and get into this particular prison. However, Orin was caught trying to pick up an officer's jacket / security cylinder and was marched off out of the bar, leaving Lynn alone inside. Orin was then swiftly arrested, and he has his own little story to tell if he chooses to, or you can go and watch it. It's up to you. And Lynn also had a mini adventure while trying to track down Orin and rescue him. Do you guys want to share what you did, or do you want to let them be a secret and go and watch?
Let's do their information gathering. So let's catch them up to the same timeline.
Yeah.
And then when we meet up, we can do the updates in person.
Okay. So, the timeline for the other guys is they're meeting back up in the morning. They've met back up 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. in the morning. They have some information to share. You guys are you staking out overnight? You staying there as long as possible to watch the guard rotation changes? What do you do? What do you do before it goes into evening, night time?
Just
I reckon you go.
go.
There you go. You go.
Okay. We basically just make like a stealthy little camp and kind of take it in turns, watching what's going on throughout the night while resting as well, kind of thing, until the morning. That's what I'm thinking, unless someone has better suggestions.
Sounds good to me.
Nick, any suggestions? Anything you want to do particular? Okay, so let's use all three of your skills / sets. So Guido, I assume you've got your big old rifle with your sniper scope on it. Yeah. So you position yourself up in the foliage, where you can't be seen, but you can quite easily look out onto the prison and watch what's going on. Remex, you can rest for a little while, and we'll come back to you in a second. And Isar may be using the spy drone still, depending on battery life. We'll come to that. So through your sniper scope during your watch, Guido, you see that the guard changes every 4 hours. But as it starts to go later into the evening, there seems to be less guards on patrol. So let's say that there's 4 in each tower. There's now 2 in each tower for the nighttime shift into the early hours. Remex, you notice that there is a delivery truck that comes. Seems to be every 4 hours that something gets delivered, but you're not sure from your position whether it's people or supplies. But it goes up to the gate, gets let through the gate, offloads what it's got to offload, and then disappears. Between the both of you, you also see that during the nighttime there is no one in this glass building. You can't see anybody at all. The only thing you see is droids that are going back and forward, which you assume are cleaning the place. But there is no prisoners or guards or whatever present in this section. Isa, still using the drone, or are you doing some slicing bits and pieces to see if you can obtain any more information? What's the...
We're outside, so I can't slice. The drone can't really see anything, can it?
Other than what it's found...
More than what I've already seen.
Yeah, more than what you've seen. So it kind of... maybe you could set it up to ping if it spots something particular, maybe. I don't know. But let's say it sees much of the same... Let's say it maps you the entire topography of the outlying area. What it does find, you set it on its mission and it's scanning slowly over the course of the evening. Towards the early hours, it sends you a result, and you have like a picture of a map, and you've got the tower, the glass tower, and then what it's mapped you is sort of the hills around. Over probably about 1 mile, 2 miles down the road, there's a structure lower down near a waterfall, probably big enough to house 5 or 6 people. That's the information that you glean from your spy drone. In the early hours, you guys see a large Imperial shuttle turn up, land inside the complex, a Lambada class shuttle. I've said that wrong, haven't I? Where its wings fold up, Darth Vader shuttle, basically. Lands inside the complex. Some Imperial officers and stormtroopers get off and go into the prison, and they don't come out. And this takes us round to roughly 8:30 a.m. Galactic Standard Time, because that's not actually how it works, but 8:30 a.m. Yeah, go from there.
I imagine we would radio to Lynn and Orin to catch up with them.
Orin won't respond.
Is this 8:30 in the evening?
In the morning. This is the morning.
in the morning.
This is after your adventure. This is 15 minutes
Yeah.
before Orin walks out of the door for you.
Okay. I will report. I have some interesting information on the prison. Just need to get Orin clear of the security call he's been arrested by. More on that later. The courts open at 9. I'm hoping to talk him out of his arrest. Wish me luck.
Dank Ferric.
My thoughts exactly.
So, time jump 15 minutes. Cinematically, you guys see Lynn in a square walking across towards the steps of the Ministry of Justice building and the security building. Out comes Orin out of the front door, handcuffed in front, being led by a short barrel-looking guard who goes, "Just don't worry, lads, I'll take care of this one. Go on, get out, scum." And he starts pushing Orin towards the stairs, who is a little bit surprised to see Lynn walking across the square, as Lynn is pretty surprised to see Orin being marched out the front door.
I'm trying to remember if we played this out already. So, hello,
No.
Lynn.
No, you haven't.
Oh, well, that makes things a little bit easier. Here, carry this. And she tosses you a bag.
Oh,
Did not catch that with these on.
Orin, who's the lovely lady? Oh, I see, she's a Twi'lek. He starts sort of rubbing the top of his tummy. You can't see I'm doing it on the screen.
No, please move your camera so we can get a proper visualization.
Nice to meet you. Oh, I'm Norman. He stretches out a hand towards Lynn.
Norman, this is Lynn, who I was said I would introduce you to. Lynn, this is Norm. He's going to be very helpful this morning.
I've already been
Hi,
helpful.
Norman.
Thank you. Hi, Hi, Lynn. Hi, Norman. Hi, Lynn. How are you? I've been promised a evening of wonder in your company. Shall we talk arrangements before I uncuff this young gentleman?
Well, sure.
That's a heavy bag. Let's pick it up for Orin. And he picks it up and puts it in Orin's arms, who are still handcuffed. So, I find myself a bit flush with credits. I think we can go to the nice part of town.
Sounds good. I have some business to attend to this day and possibly this evening. So I think I could swing breakfast tomorrow.
Ah, that sounds lovely. Could I have your comlink, please, my dear?
Oh, absolutely. But if you try and reach me today, I won't turn up for breakfast tomorrow.
I promise I won't. And he takes your comlink and dials a number, a bit like dialing your own mobile phone number on someone's phone, so you got your number. And he
And hang on a second. And I take his data pad and I lift it up nicely. And I use my left hand to prop my breasts up. And I take a nice top-down photo to match with the comlink, like a profile picture for it. And I save that for him.
Oh, well, you need to excuse me, Orin. And he unclicks the binders and gives you a little satchel with all your equipment in. Orin, he goes, "I'll see you tomorrow, my dear." And he sort of hop, skips, and pretty quick runs back into the police station, the security station.
Do I
Orin?
remember something about speeders?
What have you gotten me into?
Nothing much. I only promised that, like, I'd introduce you. I didn't even promise that there was any dates involved. Unfortunately, this whole incident's left me a lot of credits lighter, as you might have figured out by his excitement to spend them on you.
That's okay. I don't mind him spending your credits on me.
It would have been nice to get them back, to be honest. So, where have you been all this time?
Let's get to the others and we can do a full catch-up.
That sounds good. Where exactly are the others?
They're outside the prison. They were staking it out overnight while we royally fucked up everything.
Maybe, maybe not. Information's key.
Indeed.
Are we gonna
Indeed.
Won't be a second, gentlemen.
Sure.
He will not be a second. He will be a long time.
Shall we recap?
And that was the last we ever saw of Dan.
Should we recap what we've learned about the prison?
Made
You
of
said
glass.
made of glass. There's a Lambada shuttle that's just arrived. Lambda, thank you.
Literally lambda, as you would expect.
Lambda. There's a delivery truck every 4 hours. There's fewer patrols in the evening. Anything
Cleaning
else I'm missing?
droids at night. Like
Mhm.
quotes.
And what did we learn about its bottom?
What?
It likes 3 fingers. No, wait.
Is this the
That's
Rancor?
just you, Nick.
There's an underground bit
Yep.
Underground.
that fades off
Underground.
into nothingness that they're all marched down into.
Going deeper.
So should we do the catch up between us? Because I think Dan knows what information each of us have, and we can continue to catch each other up. Or should we wait for Dan?
We don't need that.
do the catch up?
Okay.
Yeah, let's
For
do the
this.
catch up.
We need
Okay,
that for
cool.
the game, obviously. But
Okay, so as soon as we get together again, Lynn will share the information that she has gathered. She has a contact on the planet who has given her some vital information about the prison. So there are 4 underground levels underneath the prison. 4, indeed. Level 1 is general cells and the mess hall. Level 2, I was waiting for it, thank you, Nick, is solitary confinement. Level 3 is for high value prisoners. And level 4 is where like the utilities, the generators and the waste is all like down there. So it's kind of the utility section. She also relays that she has a prisoner manifest. And hi, Dan.
I was just going to say, can you share your information? I'm just helping Carly. who's
That's
helping
what we
herself.
were
We're
doing.
already doing it.
Already doing it.
Yeah, we're already on it. And Dr. Lemet Beige is in prison level 3 in the cell marked L8. And there, she actually pulls out her data pad and gives a hollow projection of the entire prison. So you can see the whole prison, like with modeled up with the top areas in each of the layers. And there are 2 possible entry points. There are the vents that there are the vents that I saw found with the drone. And that structure that you found 2 miles away is like a sewer waste pipe. So if we chose to, we could get in that way. The trouble with the waste pipe is that it is entry only. Because of how the pipe is set up, we would not be able to get out of there. The timing on the security things only allows you to get in that way. Otherwise, you'll get like compacted with the waste and everything else as it's sent out. So it's an entry only area. That is about and then there are stairs on every corner that you can see of the levels to get up and down levels. And there is a centralized lift that goes right the way through the structure. And that is all the information that Lynn can share with you. She'll happily tell you about the pub too, where shit went bad and Orin got arrested.
Tell me more. How did Orin get arrested?
Well, he tried to lift something off of someone and then gone done fucked it up.
Yeah,
Disappointing.
it's unfortunate. They weren't as drunk as I might have envisaged they were when I tried to get us a card.
Okay.
Remus
Orin?
will ask Lynn. That's a lot of information. How did you come by all of that, Lynn?
As I mentioned, I have a contact on this planet. He happens to be running for governor.
Interesting.
I bet he was very interested in seeing Lynn.
He's married, I saw.
Yeah, I'm sure
And his
he is.
wife is lovely.
Oh, I see. It's one of those.
Orin, have you got any intel you'd like to share?
Yeah, so we're on the clock. Norm, the prison guard who I had a good chat with, said this place is going to be gone by the end of the day. They're going to be moving everybody, so yeah, we really need to get on it. And apparently it was once a genetics facility. I'm not sure if that's helpful at all.
Oh, you're right. Minister White did mention something about that. It used to be a medical research facility during the Clone Wars. And they were actually researching a disease or virus that would kill clones.
Hmm.
Get a lot more
Anyway.
information than Norm.
Interesting. Thoughts on a plan then, gentlemen and ladies?
Well, I mean, what do we know from you?
I mean, you heard it earlier, right? So there's every 4 hours. There's no one in the building at night except for cleaning droids. The Lambda shuttle arrived in the morning, dropped off some people, men, troops, whatever. I can't remember what else.
It's a pity we can't use that night, but this place I think is going to be gone by then.
I feel like we have a good way in. It's smelly, but I do have these. Orin, will you open up that bag, please?
No problem. Zips it open.
And inside there are 5 biosuits. Because you guys know Lynn by now. She doesn't like getting dirty and smelly especially. So she organized some biosuits so that if we were going to muck it, we don't have to, but if we're going to muck it, we can like keep ourselves clean and smell free.
And Lynn, do you want these handcuffs?
Do you have the key?
I don't know. Your friend might. You can get it from him tomorrow at breakfast.
Sure. Okay, gents. How are we going to get out?
Fence, I guess. Into the pipe, out to the fence. What do we think?
Coming in the back door, we should leave from the front, surely. They'd at least expect that.
Do the vents lead outside the compound, or do they lead outside the prison but inside the compound? So the vents would get us out of the prison, and then how do we get out the compound?
How about that nice shuttle there?
That is a sound plan.
Can anyone fly it? I certainly can.
I mean, anyone can fly it. It's just whether they can do it well.
Touche.
Taking off's the easy bit. It's the landing that's difficult.
It's not hitting 5 pedestrians on the way.
We could possibly strong arm the pilot into flying us out of there.
I can fly.
Oh, well, that's even easier then. We could just kill the pilot, take the shuttle.
You don't need to kill him.
If we don't kill him, he could identify us.
We need to kill him. In through the back door, then?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
Seems like the only plan, really. Let's do it.
So glad you brought the biosuits, Lynn. Good shout.
You're so welcome. I'm just glad that he gave me more than one.
The quest name just changed if anybody didn't notice.
Into the poop chute.
Just need the scrolling text as our heroes enter towards the back door.
I love it.
So you got a plan?
We have the framing of a plan.
Lynn, what do you know about that? Like, access port?
What plans?
No. The yeah, plans. What does Lynn know about that? The
As much as you do on the 3D model that she pulls up on her data pad.
Master of the Universe. What do we know? What does it tell us other than like it's 2 miles long, presumably?
Nothing. It's just a schematic showing that there's a connection between the two. Doesn't tell you
And
any
it's
more at
one
all.
way.
Okay.
We know it's just one way.
Okie dokie.
And we'll come in the utility level, the -4 level. And we'll only need to go up 1 story to get to Dr. Beige. And
Yep.
then we'll have to improvise our way up and out from there, it seems.
Well, we'd
Fine.
probably have to go back down to utilities, right, to access the vents. Then we could get out through the vents and then into the courtyard. And then we execute Operation Shuttle.
And what happens if he's misbehaved and landed himself in solitary confinement?
There we go. One more level.
Yeah.
How many cards is that going to be?
Well, I think what we should do if he's misbehaved and is in solitary is we should just abort the whole plan and leave him, obviously, right? That's what we should do, yeah? Fucking idiot.
This manifest was
Richard. While
Hello.
while this is being planned, I assume you're all standing near to the prison. Every now and then, remember that sound I made before when something drew your attention, something sort of echoing in the force? You get a very minute feeling from somewhere inside this prison. It's been niggling at you all night, like just every now and then, sort of drawing your attention.
Nice. Okay, thank you.
Exit and exit. Hello. Nothing.
Hello.
I was going to suggest, yeah, lock down like every other part of it except for the route we want to go.
Shh, don't tell Dan the plan. Got a side ambush him with it.
Make it analog and normal doors. No lockdown. Okay, go ahead. Tell me what's
Even
going on.
better, we can weld them all shut and they can't open them.
If we're going up and out via the vents, the thing about vents is they tend not to have ladders in or stairs. They just, just go straight up. I think maybe we need some repelling guns, perhaps.
Well, do we have
Oh, God.
repelling? Sorry, go.
No, I was going to say, oh God, did Whisper provide us repelling guns?
I would imagine not.
We can just like some point. Or we can just Trinity our way up.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they've all got ladders built into them for maintenance, right?
The big ones, yeah.
If you've played a Star Wars game, you go in the vents, there's a ladder. It's fine.
Oh, okay. All right then. Cool.
All vents have got ladders. It's like a building code. There's no handrails in this game, in this universe. Every vent has got a ladder in it. It's bizarre.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I remember having a discussion with Whisper about including some better gear for us, but I don't remember what I specified. Oh, breaching charges.
Didn't we have like grav lifts or something?
No, we've got grav chutes, which work in a parachute
Opposite way.
fashion. Yeah.
Featherfall, but for Star Wars.
Yes, exactly that.
Those could be useful when we fall down the vent. I mean,
And some breaching charges.
Okay.
we have a rope. I feel like we always need rope.
Yeah. Could we not just trigger the alarm? Or like ISAR can hack it and be like, there's an enemy trying to intrude somewhere where we're not. So everybody goes that way, and we just go the other way.
Unless the
Might knock down
prison goes
shuttle.
into lockdown. Yeah.
That's
We'll
why
go
our
into lockdown.
trusty computer friend ISAR will override it for us, right?
Why don't you-
Maybe just like a small fire warning or something.
I like it.
We
We've
have
got
options.
enough of a frame. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Into the
Nice.
chute.
Into the back chute.
What are we testing?
Well, you were testing if there was something happening in the prison, what would happen? You could test it from the outside.
Why would we want to test it and alert them to what we're about to do and then desensitize
I
them?
only
Don't
typed it 'cause I didn't
don't
want
mess
to
around.
intrude.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I don't think we have the time for this. This place is going to disappear. Let's get on it.
so you guys pack up your makeshift camp and take a detour round the hills to not be seen by the prison. And head
How far away?
That's it. And all the way down to this structure, which is near a waterfall. Park up your speeders and take a look. And it literally is just like a concrete block on the edge of a cliff. And obviously the waterfall's going past, and it's just, you can just see it dumping water and things out into this waterfall, which is very nice of them.
That is very unsanitary for Naboo.
Exactly. But you can't see the tunnel. It's very clearly underground, the pumping system. But yeah, it's just like a concrete butt, Joel, according to Nick.
Not according to me.
Oh,
Sorry, spelled it wrong.
Ross, sorry, beg your pardon. So I was looking up at the bit above it. Yes, but all yours.
Lynn will hand out the biosuits. Let's get kitted.
And we prepare to enter the chocolate starfish.
They are not traditional biosuits like, big bulky things. They are quite skin tight and lithe. So you can still move nicely in them and show off Lynn's figure, of course.
I was going to comment.
What are
Is
the
there
comps like?
a Duraplast bit just here? So
Guido, you will not be able to have
Hello.
your sniper rifle built in order to go through this tunnel. It will be too big.
No, I figured it'd need to be in pieces.
Richard, Remick, sorry, you'll have to carry your sword in front of you.
I figured maybe I could put it like zip up the suit with it like pressed against my spine.
Sure. Okay, no worries. That's fine. I was just thinking of the large weapons that people had to wear. Okay, so you
To make sure I don't turn it on, then it just suddenly starts vibrating and cutting through my suit.
So you guys go into this structure. You try the door. It doesn't give you any resistance at all. You open it up, and it's like an open corner of the room. You can see all this liquid and water coming out of a pipe, going through like a filter type thing, and then going out the other side. It's like a net in the water level. It's just catching things that probably shouldn't go into the water. They're trailing off to the side and going elsewhere. You do lube yourself up because you want to.
Well.
So you can see the pipe. The pipe is large enough for you to get into and crawl, not stand up, but large enough for you to crawl. This is hard going. This is like 2 miles of crawling through pipe. It's dark, it smells, it's horrible. Can I have a resilience check? I know you've got your biosuits, which gives you a blue dice, everybody. Gives you a blue dice and a resilience check, but you have to make a resilience check with a blue against a average difficulty. Any failures are going to give you strain.
An average is
2.
2
purple.
purple.
Oh shit! This is
Jesus.
gonna go
Fucking
wonderfully.
what? 3 failures.
Okay. Just waiting for 2 people.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not taking advantages in this situation.
Oh, I was going to try and help some people.
You can help them. You can help them roll through. So anyone that's got negatives, oh God, my brain has literally gone to sleep today. Has got the failures. Take strain equal to the number of failures.
Oh, good God.
Remix, you're happy as Larry, like a pig in shit. You know, you've been in some places. You are, having no trouble at all. Humming your way. Andrew, you've been in places like this. It doesn't necessarily faze you too much, but still not very pleasant. Okay, so after, I'm gonna say it takes like at least an hour, just over an hour to crawl that distance. Who's at the front, may I ask?
Remix.
Okay, no worries.
Because he's the most resilient. Maybe he would take the lead.
He's probably about a mile ahead of the rest of us.
The reason he was having a great time was he's kicking all the slot backwards into you. So, up ahead, Remix, you can just see the beginning of light at the end of the tunnel. So you're crawling through this tunnel. You've got a torch. We're not going to go back and make you do that, but you can just see light at the end of this tunnel. It starts to get bigger and bigger as you get closer, coming to the end. Slowing down just before you get to the edge where you can get out. You kind of just peek just to see what's going in this room. It opens up into a large waste plant. There is a large pool that you're going to get out into, which this tube goes into. There's some ladders up the side, but it's very clearly where this is all the waste just comes down into here, and then it slowly trickles out into the pipe. Over to you.
So, can I see? So, is the pool? You said that's like ladders. Come out of the pool and there's ladders going up. Yeah.
Yeah. Just give me 2 seconds, sir. New page.
My immediate concern would be: are there guards or workmen here? I want to either look or listen for living folk.
Okay, roll
down
me
here.
a perception check, and it's going to be average again, please. We're going to go into black.
Success.
Success. Okay, you spend a minute just listening to the sounds of the pump house, let's call it like that way, and you don't hear anything that draws your attention to think that there's any guards down here. You just think this is all very clearly mechanical, and if they don't need to come down here, they don't have to. If it's not broken, we have here being drawn on the screen the pipe. There we go. We have then the pool. Just a moment, I will have it finished. We have freehand. I'm sorry, this is a really awful ladder, but it just gives you an indication of where the ladder is.
It's a great ladder, Dan. Don't put yourself down. I can immediately see what that is.
There we go. Okay. Semicircle here is like just where liquid and stuff's coming out of, and there's a few pipes that are feeding this area. That's before. Water. Well, water-ish.
Liquid.
Stuff you may not want to stand on, but tough cookies, you're already here. Let's put that on. There we go. Okay, so you're at the edge. You can throw your token on if you want to. You're at the edge and you just listen. All you can hear is machinery. You can't hear anything else. Go stick yourself in the tunnel in order, just for purposes. So you don't hear anything else. You just hear chung chung, splash splash, things coming in, water popping into the pool that's in the bottom. There is clearly no guards in here. It's not manned by anybody, or doesn't look like it's been visited for some time. by any guards.
As the others catch up, Remix will unzip the face bit and say to them, I think we're all clear. I can't see or hear anything.
It must smell awful. Why did you take your face bit off?
As Remix undoes that and says, "It looks all clear." I flip a dark side point. He immediately sinks under the water.
Oh, what?
Is pulled under the water. Can I have an initiative roll from everybody, please?
Oh my good god.
Is this cool or the other one?
This is going to be cool because Frivix has just disappeared from in front of you. It's not, you weren't aware of anything going on. So it's just going to be straight cool, please.
Straight cool.
Straight cool. Just going to get my
3 successes.
I'm there with the one green crew.
We are not very cool.
No, we're not. Lilith is really cool under the water.
Right, so
In deep shit, but really cool.
So what we got here? Wait a second.
It's going to be a poo monster.
It's going to be really shitty combat.
Hey!
Okay, so what we got here? We've got.
There's going to be some crap rolls.
I'm going to NPC 1, but I'm going to take that as the action that's already happened. Followed by a PC 1 and a PC 2. And then PC. Oh, sorry, Gary, I missed your roll down the bottom. So that is PC 1 to PC 3. NPC 2, PC 4, PC 5. Okay, Remix, you have just been dragged under this sloppy, horrible water. And as you go under, you happen to open your eyes and this horrible, wonderful stuff. You see a one eye stalk and a beak in your face. PC slot 1. Over to you guys.
Take it, Remux.
Yeah? Okay. I'm not going to attack it. I'm going to try and get back to the surface to safety. I mean, it's going to be filthy water. It's not like I can really see or get to my sword because it's all zipped up in my backpack along my spine. So I'm just going to use athletics and all my maneuvers to try and get to the surface and get out of the water onto the side.
Okay. So you burst from the water in front of all these people watching what's going on as you disappeared, and you make as much effort as you can going to the side, but something has you around the waist and the leg, and it is restraining you from moving too far. So you can get closer to the side, but you're not going to be able to get out of the water. From their point of view, whoever's close at the front can see these tentacles that are literally wrapped around your mid-waist and your leg as you're trying to move.
Okay.
I'm gonna go next. Seems that I could see this happening with my with my insight. Is there anything floating that I can use as a weapon?
Sorry.
The poo blob.
Yeah. No.
Floater.
No. There's nothing that you can see immediately that would work as a weapon.
Okay, I'm going to just dive straight after Remux and like try and help him across, and like if I can grab tentacles and like pull them off, like try and help get to the side.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Are you trying to attack this thing? Or you're just thematically just trying to
thing that
grab it and...
I'm thematically trying to grab it. Like I wanted, yeah. I feel like things are in suits, so
Okay. You could always undo your suit.
I'm just. Mm,
Poop in the face.
sorry.
Do we need to? Or just say you could open your suit.
For the moment, I'm not gonna open my suit. I'm just gonna like just try and like grab a tentacle or something and see what I can do. Just sort of like gut reaction, not time to think about opening suits.
Okay. So let's just move Remix over because he was closer to the side. I'll throw you next to him. Okay. Who's next?
Can I go next?
Yeah.
Can I see this thing? Like, I know it's murky water, but is there any indication, like anything just below the surface to indicate where the monster might be?
No.
Say monster,
All you're seeing is these tentacles that have come out of the water where Remix is trying to get away from its grasp.
Can I shoot a tentacle?
You
With a blaster.
can, but you won't be able to use a maneuver to aim because you're going to be undoing your suit to get a blaster out, right? I assumed everything else was locked in like everybody else.
You know what? I was going to say something about this, but yes, I will have to use maneuver to get it out. I was going to put it on the outside, but
No worries.
I didn't. So, yep, cool. Maneuver to get it out, and then just blind shot. Sorry, Remix.
So this is going to be short range, but you're going to be rolling a red die, please, rather than a purple.
A red die? What? Just the one red die?
Just the one.
Okie dokie. Apologies while I remind myself how to shoot. Which skill is it? Sorry.
Ranged light if you're using a light
right.
blaster. And add
There we
the
go.
red dice as a challenge.
Okay, cool. Yep, sweet. Here we go.
Yes.
What advantage?
Yes.
Just pulls it out. Just kind of like a weird, like, pew!
Perfect. So what's your damage on your pistol?
Light blaster. Damage 5.
Damage 5. So this thing, you can say you got 6 from your +1. So this thing takes the shot on the tentacles, and you see them writher and let go of Remix, and then go back into the water.
Whew. Do I have an action left? I want to kind of extend a hand to whoever wants to grab it.
Well, you're kind of still in the tube.
Okay, and I will just move a little bit further forward, and that's all.
Okay, no worries. I cannot find a decent picture of this thing to show you. There's a really good one in the book, but I can't find it online, which is just annoying.
The one I'm imagining is like the trash scene.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an eyeball on the stalk that pops up, and then the tentacle that kind of like.
That's it. Yeah. Right. I'm just making a token for it. I'm sorry. I was not prepared for this today.
We surprised him by going in the poop chute.
Well, I wasn't sure what route you guys were going to take after giving you all the data. Okay, who's next? After that was 2, 3. So that was Remix, Orin. Okay. So, Orin, you're in the water, in this mucky bits and pieces, and you feel something grasp hold of your leg.
Eek.
Yes. It tries to pull you, but it's just making a brawl attack against you. It's a part of its bits and pieces. Won't be a second. Come on, dice roller, where are you? There you are. Right, so. Oh dear. So this thing grabs you with a tentacle, and then some more tentacles come rushing out of the water and slamming to your body. They do 8 damage to you. Don't forget to take your soak off.
5.
And they start to pull you towards the water, like further into the water. Don't get you under the water, but they start pulling you towards the edge of the further into the water. Okay, who's next? PC slot 4.
Lynn looks over at Isol. Do you want to go? Then Lynn will walk up to just behind Guido, and she will shout out to everyone, I am not dying in a poop shoot. And that is her way of using her ability, which is called inspiring rhetoric. So I need to make a leadership roll. Leadership. 1. Okay. And he's taken strain. Guido, I think, took the most strain. So Guido, you regain 2 strain.
Amazing.
And then I will use my maneuver to...
Carry on. Sorry. Misclicked.
Can I use a maneuver to assist someone, or is that an action?
You can use it to assist
I
someone.
think it's a maneuver. Yeah.
Go for it.
So I will use a maneuver to add a blue dice to whoever goes next.
And next is Isar. In the last slot.
Isar would like to use all of his movement and an action as movement to basically just go fucking nope and get himself over here.
Okay.
Like that it's moving over here. You can't see where my mouse is on the screen, obviously. It's moving over in sort of this direction, so he's like, nope, that's the safe place to be, over there. So he's going to use all of his movement. I'll tell you what, actually, what he's going to do. No, that's fine. He'll use all of his movement and then his action as movement to get himself the fuck away from that.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'd say that's fine because he's occupied with these 2
Yep.
things in front of him. He's grasping. Okay, over. Back round to NPC slot 1. Oh, this thing just shivers as the water shivers as this thing raises slowly out, and you see its big old eye stalk and its little beak and its tentacles, as it takes a flying tentacle throw at Remix to try and grasp him. Dun, 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 dun. Smack! Poof! This thing cracks you good, Richard, and does a total of 9 damage.
Damn.
Oh, you've got
Okay.
defense, haven't you?
I just thought you said right. PC slot 1. I thought we were back at the top of the round.
NPC slot. Sorry, it's my fault.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
so he.
9 damage. I have soak 5 and melee defense 2.
So I need to roll those 2. Sorry. So that would take it down to 8 damage.
So 3 actual damage.
That's it.
Okay.
Now it's PC slot 1.
I'd like to retaliate.
Do it.
So I'm on the surface. Do vibra swords work underwater? Is my first question. Next, nothing.
Yes,
That's reassuring.
Star Trek weapons work. Star Wars weapons work everywhere.
Brilliant. Great. Okay. I'm guessing I can use my maneuver to unzip and draw the virus sword. Would that be okay?
Absolutely fine, sir.
And then I'm going to use my action to swing at the tentacle that's just whipped me. As the tentacle's retreating, I unzip, draw the virus sword, and swing at the tentacle as it's being withdrawn. Yeah?
Absolutely fine.
Great. So, 2 yellow, 2 green. How many purples? 2, because it's a melee range.
1 purple.
I'm red.
And 1 blue from me. if Nick didn't use it. I don't think he used it, Nick. Okay, so 1 blue from me.
Cool. Yes! Success with 2 advantage. As I slice at the tentacle.
No worries. So, how much damage are you cracking along?
So, I could make that into a crit, couldn't I?
Good.
With two advantages. Yeah, let's try and do as much damage as possible. So it's damage 6
Mhm.
plus a crit, which means I have to do the crit thing.
D100.
Special
your crit
roll. I can do
modifiers.
special roll crit, can't I?
Yep.
You've got vicious, haven't you, on your vibro sword?
Yes.
How
Oh,
much?
so you
Yes.
need to
It's got
add
pit.
10.
It's got pit. Oh yeah. Shall I redo it?
Just add because it's a flat. So how much vicious have you got on the sword? Is it 1 or 2?
Vicious 1.
So you add 10 on.
So it's 18 that I've actually got. Yeah.
Okay, 18. Distracted.
I see what you mean. Yeah, if you re-roll it, you'll get the description. That's the word.
So, 18 is distracted. The target cannot perform a free maneuver during his next turn. Ooh, and you had Pierce, is that right? I'm not sorry. You vicious
Yeah.
and
Pierce 2.
Pierce 2. So that ignores Soak. Okay, he wasn't happy about that, having his tentacle chopped at, and not happy that he can't move. Over to the next PC.
Yeah.
Orin?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and, now that it's distracted, maneuver out onto the edge here if I can. And then wait, I probably can't do that and pull a blast at the same time, can I?
You can spend 2 strain to do an extra maneuver.
I will do that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna move like there and then like pull out my blaster and do an attack with the blaster. And just gonna far away. I never remember what a blaster does.
Light blaster was 5 damage.
But what's the roll again?
Range light.
Range.
So I didn't say Richard well, I'm
One.
just looking at that. Is the diagnoser attacks, when he hits you, he grasps you too. So it's part of his critical things if he wants to pull you under and whatnot. So he's kind of like got hold of you.
An attack grapple.
Sorry, Andrew.
Sorry, what difficulty was it?
You are short range from it. 1. Purple.
1 advantage, so I do not hit.
No, this is chaos. Shit's going everywhere. All sorts. You can
Lots of
spend
shit flicking.
Yeah, you can recover a strain from your advantage, or you can give a blue dice to the next active character.
Blue dice to the next active character.
And that is going to be who?
I love the fact that Remux has unzipped his suit underwater to draw his sword. So it's not just got shit everywhere and in his suit.
Totally worth it. No regrets. Until I get out and smell myself.
I would like to go next if that's cool. Can I take the blue? I'm going to do the same thing again. Although you say it's risen out of the water now, right? So we've got a better idea.
Yeah, it sort of came out of the water. You can see it's got its bulk and its eye stalk is out and it's presenting itself as a bigger target for you.
I would like to aim for its eye. And I know I probably can't aim specifically for its eye, but I'd like to aim for its eye.
I think there are actually mechanics for specific aiming, but it just makes it really hard.
What do I need to do in order to aim specifically?
My mind's drawn a blank on how that works, if I'm honest with you. So
That's
I
right.
will look it up, but I will take time to look it up. So I will look it up when
Okay,
we
all right. I'll just fire off a shot, and I mean, if I get something special, will you let me have it? Like a crit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Oh, what's that? 2 success and 2 threat. So some of that pew pew, he gets 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. It takes it. but it doesn't necessarily seem to hurt it too much.
Doesn't do as much damage as you think. What?
Yes. So it now. Can I spend your threats, or you want to spend them?
That, go for it.
It wasn't aware that you were in the tunnel.
Oh shit.
It now is.
Literally.
That was a nice one.
Oh.
Okay. Right. Next is NPC 2, which is it's got 2 actions. This guy. So Richard, this guy's got this diagram. Has got you grasped. It kind of squeezes a bit tight and starts to pull you a bit closer.
Struggle, snuggle.
Next PC.
Lynn will go, and she would one maneuver get me out of the muck on the side by ISAR?
No, he spent his maneuver and an action to get there, to get through the water.
He was further down the tunnel, that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying my luck here, dude. Tell me to fuck off if I'm pushing my luck too far. Okay, I spend both my action and my maneuver to get out there, and then I will take 2 strain to do another one of those actions. What are they called? Inspiring rhetoric.
So you spend 2 strain to do a second maneuver and then take your action. That's what you meant.
Yes. Sorry, that is exactly what I meant. I need to set my strain to 4. Okay, done. And I say, I really, really do not want to die in this poop shoot. And then we will see what happens. Oh, fuck, nothing happens. At this time, you've heard this all before. You've heard it all before. It's not very inspiring. I need some new material. Shit.
Okay.
Sick of your shit, then.
PC slot 5.
I would like to give it to someone else to have a second go. No, I will use this opportunity to look for a terminal around where I am.
Up the ladder.
On this side. There's a terminal up the ladder. Okay. I now start taking panels off the wall. So I'm going to use my actions and my maneuvers to basically try and find a cable that I can then disconnect to chuck in the water at a later stage. I'm frantically searching is what I'm doing for my turn.
Okay, no worries. Ooh, back around to the top. The Diagnoga pulls Remix closer towards his maw. PC slot 1.
NPC slot 1 or?
Sorry?
Is it NPC slot 1?
So I've got 2. I've got 2 slots full of the same Diagnoga. That was my first slot, him pulling him closer to his maw.
Ah, okay, sorry. My bad.
So maybe I'll take the first PC one again, if that's all right. And as it pulls me closer, I'm just going to shove my vibra sword into it as it draws me in. That's my goal. I don't think there's any blues going on, and I'm guessing it's going to be a red
Gary,
and
did
a
you use my
purple.
blue?
I did use the blue, yes.
You can have my blue because I had an advantage, but no successes from my last one.
Right.
So you can have that one.
So I was sort of inspired by your speech. Dan, that's the plan, man. As it draws me in, stab at it. So is it 1 red and 1 purple I'm rolling against?
1 purple, yeah. As it pulls you in closer, it goes, Remix, I am your father.
What?
It's my lightsaber.
It's cool. Is that a new toy?
No, I charged it specifically for you.
Oh.
Got enough on there as well?
Nice.
Go ahead. So basically, as it pulls up, you
Boom!
just.
Oh, look at that! I've never had one of those before. Well, I have, just never with a remix.
One second, I now need to turn the light on.
So success, advantage, and triumph. I can't even remember what they do.
A triumph.
It's a crit, or a hit, or 2 advantage, depending on what you want it to be.
So you
A crit, I guess.
Yeah, upgrade the difficulty of the target character's next check. Upgrade any allied character's next check, including the current active character. Do something vital, such as shooting the controls or to blast nearby blast doors to seal them shut. Or save yourself from the Diagnoga's grasp by stabbing it in the face. Or a crit.
Do that one.
Okay. Special roll. Plus 10.
No, it can be a thematic crit as well. It doesn't have to be a physical melee crit.
Okay, I stab it in the eye as it draws me in.
So it goes with its flailing tentacles as it lets you go, and you can give me the damage. That was a really good noise, isn't it? As it stabbed in the eye, and it lets go of you. It stops pulling towards you. The tentacles start flailing around as this sword goes straight through its eye, and you pull it back out, and you've got part of the eye socket stuck on the sword, just vibrating slowly at the end.
Nice.
It does a and starts going backwards towards the water, of which it just moves and moves and moves slowly and sinks back into the slop.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Great use here, critical.
Nice.
And it got to
Remix.
use your daddy.
Remix will quickly swim to the shore, spluttering and wiping all the shit off his face. And he'll unzip the rest of his biosuit and use the clean bits of it to try and clean himself up. And he'll try and,
You crack a
some of the
pipe
mess
on
off
the
him.
wall, and it starts pouring out some water so you can clean yourself off.
So showering.
Okay.
So does he have any hair?
Well, no, he's now got
No.
suction
He
cup
can
damage.
clean his horns.
All right.
So, it slinks back into the water. Guido, you can quickly drop into the water and get out. Nothing goes to grab you, nothing goes to handle you. You're on the utility level. In a shitbox, but you're in the utility level. What's going on next?
I'm gonna go and get that terminal and see what's going on it.
Okay.
I will follow and cover with my pistol drawn.
This terminal is literally just the door control, Nick. It doesn't seem to have access to anything else in the base.
Can we take a 5-minute pee break? Is that all right? I'm desperately in need of a pee break. Sorry, thanks.
Cool. Ooh.
Guido!
Yes, Lynn.
Oh no, that wasn't Lynn. That was Isar.
I saw. I'm gonna say Orin having secret conversations with the GM.
Hmm?
Oh no, you just. Oh, are you not? Oh, okay.
No, I had like. You mean like I had a separate session? Oh, you're talking about this evening?
I mean, just now. Sorry,
Oh,
your
no.
Your camera's off, so he just assumed rather than seeing the
Oh.
little link icon that appears in the corner when you have a secret conversation.
that one. So a little icon then that appears.
Yeah, a little link.
Yeah, it's like two. Yeah, it's a chain.
I think you can do it.
So how do stims work again?
You stab yourself, get 5 hit points back. If you stab yourself again afterwards, you get 4 hit points. Again,
Oh,
Did we have stims on us?
we always have stims on us, right?
Most people build the characters with a couple of stim packs. Yeah, they're also like really cheap and easy to get hold of.
let's say that you had 2 each. Does that seem fair?
Great.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't help him build his character and give him stims, Dan. That's really unfair of you to do that to poor old newbie in the corner there.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't set out a lot of gear for people. I kind of messed up that one.
Is that a go-ahead bar or a McVitie's thin?
Yes. So Ravita.
Yeah.
Triple
Ravita,
cheese.
that's one thin. Yeah.
Yeah, triple cheese something.
It's just there was dark bits on it, and I wasn't sure if it was a go-ahead. You know, the ones with the raisins in them.
Yeah, I just found them in the cupboard. I was like, ah.
They're good. They are.
Sorry it took so long.
No worries.
Did you have a poo?
I had to make Tams and a cup of tea.
And clean the poo out of all your orifices.
That's all.
So, I saw you start looking at this terminal. This, you got no charge in yours. You look up at this terminal, and it literally is the door terminal. It doesn't have any link to the outside systems of it's literally just an electronic door. But you're a smart guy. You can push this button, push that button, and it'll open. You can see through. Guido was helping you with some support there. There is a sort of glass window in this particular door, and you can see through out into.
Fun fact: all of the doors in Star Wars are networked, aren't they?
Not this one.
To their main computer systems as well. Oh, okay.
Not this one. You can see out this window into the utility level. You can see water pumps going, cleaning water. You can see the steam coming off. I've lost a book. Steam coming off of other things or providing heat. Just like a utility room, as you would expect in your own brain.
It's a plant room.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
So, Dan, I just want to clarify something. This inspiring rhetoric costs me nothing. It doesn't say I have to take strain to do it. And it just says it costs an action.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like it's something that I could abuse, because now I could take 4 or 5 actions to roll it 10 times and make everyone go back to 0 strain, which seems nuts.
Can you set me
Might that
the...
only
Later in the book, there is a section that gives you more text on these abilities. So you might find it says you can do it once per combat or something. So I'll have a quick look if you want.
Please, if you don't mind. Thank you.
But is it an action, not a maneuver? Would that mean you can't, like, you wouldn't be able to then fire a weapon or something?
Yeah, and I'm fine with that in combat, but now we're out of combat. I can take as many actions as I want, and that's where the abuse might come in. So like, it'd be good to figure that out.
I flip a dark
Oh.
side point. Outside combat, Lynn is too chilled to realise that she can do this. No, I'm not.
While you figure that out, Orin's just gonna move the corner, just plump down and like stim pack himself, because that was tough diving after him, and he's gonna mutter, "I'm never diving in after Remux again. That wasn't worth it."
Okay, Guido, you can see out
Hello.
this glass window into this plant room, pipes, steam, all these bits and pieces. Are you opening the door? You going ahead? What you doing?
I'm following Isar. I'm covering Isar while he does his computer thing.
He's busy.
Lynn is
Googling.
going to very, very carefully take off the suit so she does not get a single drop of poop on her while she takes it off. You know, like just super carefully. Take way longer than she needed to.
Isar
but
has a raging erection. As she sultrily, slowly strips out of the suit.
Can he get out the suit? It was skin tight. Okay. Oh look! Someone knocks the button and the door opens.
Guido will take point. Gun up, gun aimed at forwards.
Okay.
No, actually that's wrong. Aimed at the floor, walking
Tactical.
carefully. Yeah, that one.
So you move out into this plant room. I'm not going to draw it because it will take me forever. And it's just a plant room. There's pipes, there's steam coming off some areas. There's a hum of a generator. It's loud, but sneaking through the pipes and going around, following the walkways, there is no sign of anybody in this area. Very much like the waste disposal. Doesn't look like anybody's been there for a long time. Probably only go down there if there's a problem.
Keep walking until we find another door.
well, we know there are staircases on the corners of each level, so we could head to. Lynn will whip out her data pad and pull up the hollow of the prison so everyone can see if there's a better way to go.
Is there a better way?
Tell me, is there a better way?
Sure, we go to the stairs that go up to one level.
Okay, no worries. North, east, south, or west corner?
Should we roll a d4?
Not it. I'm not choosing.
Nobody's choosing.
Well, then everyone say not it, and then whoever's left can choose one.
Is Gary rolling a d4?
You know what? I was trying to do it in the sky thing, but I realised roll 20 can do it. So not.
Yeah.
So, did I each ready? West.
West, okay, no worries. How do we do this? One moment, please, team. I've broken it.
You broke it.
To answer your question, Ross, yes, you can abuse it like that. It's the spirit of the talent is to use it in structured time, i.e. combat. But yes, you can use it out of combat and do that. And yes, it is a little bit easier than if you don't have that in the party, but healing strain outside of combat isn't really that much of a big deal because you can do medicine checks on yourself and do it anyway. So you can use advantage to heal yourself in combat. So healing strain's not necessarily that OP. So most people just whatever.
Okay, I'm going to move you. I did a crude drawing. This is what your schematic looks like. I unfortunately couldn't get the tunnel to go diagonal down the bottom. I have no idea why. That's the poop chute coming into the utility level. etc., etc. The stairways going up in the corners, and the central shaft, which is the elevator system that you know about, followed by at the top the glass boxy thing, and then these are the guard towers. This simulates the shield fence, and these simulate the air vents that you guys found on the thing. And this wonderful triangle. Whoops, that's not a triangle, that's a square. Thank you, whoever's adding the poop shoot. And this wonderful triangle that I've just drawn on there is that ship that is with its wings folded down.
So just to be clear, that ship comes in every 4 hours, right? And is that not the?
No, that's
okay.
the Lombarda class shuttle that landed and hasn't left yet.
Okay.
And it was the delivery truck that comes in every 4 hours.
Yeah. That's the one.
So we're going up a ladder to the 3rd floor like that, yeah? I understood that map correctly.
Yes, that's what I envisioned. Let's just select it. Oops. Right, okay, so you're going with 3rd floor. So as you go up the stairs, it seems very different to... Oh, I've lost your token, Richard, I'm sorry. It's very different to how it was downstairs. Obviously, there was a big plant room. On this level, you've got laboratories that look really clean. Nobody's in them right this second, but they look very, very clean to the rest of what you saw downstairs, basically. This level, you know, houses the labs and the high-value prisoners. But you've come up into the lab area.
All right, everyone. Eyes out for prisoner room L8 or C4. I'm pretty sure Dr. Beige is in L8. But just in case, keep an eye out for C4 too.
Are we being stealthy? I imagine so. Shall we do a stealth roll? A group stealth roll?
Oof.
I can't remember how that works. Is it the shittest one, does it?
I don't know.
The best one, and
your
then
smell might give it away.
you can take the best number and the best skill and combine them, or if you can't do that, then you take the best skill and the assisting, give them a blue. I think, is that right, Dan?
Correct, yeah. So who's got the most in stealth? Call out your dice.
I have 4 greens in stealth.
Yellow 2 greens.
So
Yellow 2 greens.
yellow 2 greens. Yep. Here's your stealth. Roll. Whoever's going to roll it. Whoever's clicking.
Orin ice, all right.
Yellow
You've got
2
4 greens then.
and what?
Yeah.
Two
Is
yellows.
4 greens
What?
better than a yellow and a green? A yellow and 2 greens.
Yeah, I thought 2 yellows and 2 greens was better.
It
No.
is, but then we take your extra green and add it to the pool. So therefore it's 2 yellows, 2 greens.
Best dice and best skill. So four greens and then 1 skill yellow. So a yellow and 3 greens basically.
I thought Orin had 2 yellows and stealth, is that right?
No, 1 yellow, 2
Oh,
green.
okay, so the big pardon. So 1 yellow, 3 green. Against 3 purple.
Go Guido, go.
Oh,
Magic
by the
Big
way.
Two.
Okay. So you managed to stealth your way through the labs. There's nobody in here working at the time. Some of the labs actually look as if they've not had anyone in for quite some time. A bit dust has gathered on the worktops, and there's still sort of test tubes and other bits and pieces around, but don't look like they've been used. A few of them look like they have recently been used for some form of testing, but you can't work out why, or sorry, what testing is for as you sort of are stealthing past. I'm not going to tell you what the threat is yet. I'm going to save that for later. You exit the lab area. It kind of changes. It's all glass and clean, and then you kind of go through into a slightly dirty area with what looks like makeshift cells. It's large metal doors on these boxes. Strangely enough, you can hear the inmates, or some inmates, shouting. Well, they're not shouting nonsense. They're shouting a conversation, as if it's for everyone to hear, or they're having trouble hearing each other, shall we say.
What are they saying?
Just a conversation about what they're going to do when they get out of here.
Okay.
Prison talk, you know, when's your court date, all those bits and pieces.
That feeling that I felt at night time.
Yes.
I want to reach out for that feeling where I am now and see whether it feels any stronger, and whether I could feel like maybe it's coming from above or below or to one side or to the.
Roll your dice.
Which skill
You know what
would you
dice.
like? Okay. This one.
Okay, great. So,
Is that the one you wanted?
yes. Yeah,
That's a good roll.
Yeah, you can feel this presence. You're a bit closer now than where you were outside. You can feel this presence, but they are up.
Okay, thank you. And does it feel like a light or a dark presence? If I had to put like a shade on it.
You couldn't pinpoint that. You could just know that there is some feeling from above.
Okay, thank you.
Some sort of disturbance in almost.
Yeah.
Some unease.
As we've come through, have I seen any uniforms that I could switch into?
No.
I look for a computer.
You find one.
Superb. Right.
Gonna follow Isa again. Gun drawn.
Medical logs. Research logs.
Yep.
Just have a quick look and see what I can see that's just open and unprotected.
Okay. Let's have a roll.
What sort of roll?
Well, computers. Oh, sorry. You mean you're not slicing. Sorry, you're just opening the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all you find on there is the prisoner list for this level.
In the labs.
Oh, in the labs. Oh,
Well,
nothing. The drives are all clean. You turn it on, it goes to Windows, and there's nothing on the disk drive, nothing in the recycle bin.
Booted up the dark side.
Pardon?
They're preparing for decomp. Okay, I'll go. I'll go and find This isn't how it works, but we're making it up. I will go and find an actual terminal that controls the prison now. Then.
So that computer in the lab, like even to your trained eye, is donkeys old to the current technology. That may give you some indication why it's wiped. But you go and find a terminal that looks more modern, looks very Imperial, and it works. On that terminal, it asks you for a passcode.
Superb. This is where we do some slicing.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
What?
I was giving you the difficulty. 1, 2, 3.
3 difficulty.
Yeah.
Oof.
Would you like some help over there?
No, I'm alright, thanks. You can help me. You can give me some codes, right? Internal
I
PCs.
do have a code breaker skill, so I could possibly help reduce the difficulty. I'm trying to find exactly what it does. Remove black per ranking code breaker from checks.
That is not relevant right now. Thank you. But I will take your assistance anyway. There we go. Success.
Excellent. So between you managed to type in a few old codes that you've found, and one of them works. What you find immediately is a prisoner list. Matches exactly the same prisoner list that Lynn had obtained from before. It has a small map of the prison, and it tells you that everybody gone? Well, to anybody that's watching or listening, this is a common issue with the Roll20. Crashes, loses connection, even goes to the point where the video comes out of sync. No idea why it does it, especially when it seems to be operating perfectly fine. But we'll be back in just a moment. It also turns out that kicking out of this, it appears to have disconnected any internet that we have in the house, which is very, very strange. That's the worst hold music in the world.
Quick, he's back. Don't talk about him.
Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened, but whatever crashed kicked out my internet, and then it came back. So sorry about that. So
How is your recording?
over here, it's doing very well.
Cool.
It says to me it's still recording. I was doing the whole music to it.
Oh, because you're recording locally. Yeah.
So that's a lovely sunshine that's been drawn. You confirm that I don't know what you heard of what I told you. Map of the prison, prisoner list, bits and pieces. You confirm that the cell allocated to a limit beige is exactly as Lynn has provided before.
Superb. Right. I'm going to have a quick flick through the cameras and just see if get a quick head count of who's in the corridors.
Doesn't appear to be any Imperial presence on this floor.
I flick through all of the cameras.
Okay. So as you go through, it goes up to the next level. You can see the solitary confinement. They're in glass boxes. So you can see row after row of just prisoners in a glass box, solitary confinement. That seems to be the whole floor. Doesn't matter what camera angle you go round, the whole thing is done exactly the same. On the level 1, the general cells and mess hall, you see a mess hall. It's got some prisoners that are obviously just chilling and doing as they've been told, eating breakfast, whatnot. And the general cells appear to be multi-person cells. Maybe they are for low-level criminals or whatever. But you can see 10, 15, 20 guys all in the same cell. You know. The next camera flips you up to the top level, where you're looking inside to the grounds. You can still see the ship is there. You can still see that the air vents are from that point. You can see Imperials patrolling the top, and you can see that there is a few prisoners already up in the glass areas. There's a few cameras that you flip through that don't show you anything. Maybe they're intentionally disconnected. But as you go through, you think, oh, this is coming to the end of the cycle, flipping a destiny point. You find a camera, and it's watching you guys at this terminal.
Cool. Are the cell door controls accessible here?
If you have a look at the closest cell, they're not electronic bolts; they are manual bolts.
It's like plot armor for the Star Wars universe.
It's been retrofitted. It's an old lab that's been retrofitted.
What is it, like 4,000 years old?
No, but it's been retrofitted for this. This is a pop-up prison. They keep moving around. They got to do things cheaply.
Okay, guys, we've got everything we've got. I link over the cameras to my data pad. Let's move on. I think he's in his cell.
Lynn will lag behind the group and go straight to cell C4. While all of you are going to L8.
Okay. Lynn slinks away. Guido asks if Remux would like to take point with her.
Aye. And he draws his sword and moves quietly at the front of the pack with Guido.
Isar is kind of following you, but he's paying more attention to his data pad than he is to his surroundings.
Cool. We got you.
So you guys make your way. Sorry, Orin, interrupted.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm following along, like right at the back, just sort of like being a bit more careful in case I need to slink away and play rescue.
So you guys make your way to cell L8, which is a few left and rights from where you are to get to that location. As you pass the first cell, obviously you notice that again there's no electronic locks on this. This is a very simple, like latchy system, but it's obviously just on one side of the door, so the other people can't open it inside. Peering through the bars, so you can see through, you can now see why people were shouting at each other. They're wearing headphones, they are blindfolded, and they appear to just have a chair in the room. Nothing else, just a chair. But you can clearly see why they are shouting at each other, because they've got muffling headphones on or whatever. And it's the same as you go past the cell numbers B, A, B, C, D, up to L where you need to go. Looking through cell L8, you see a reasonably familiar figure. You never really met him before. You only saw him in passing. Was a slightly larger man, greying hair. Last time you saw him, he was sitting on a chair humming to himself with a blindfold on. And he's sitting on the chair in the middle of the cell.
We need to get the cage open. Would my vibra sword be able to break open the like a lightsaber style? Can I cut open the door using my vibra blade?
If they're latches, can we just like open them? Remix is like getting his sword out and preparing to swing, and I say, like, yeah, you can just like open these doors.
Oh yeah, clever clogs.
So while you guys,
I'm glad all my schooling is going to good use.
So as you guys are just talking about the door and deciding that side of things, we just switch over to Lynn really quickly, who finds cell C4 pretty quick. They're labelled nice and easy. Inside there is a gentleman, very much like Dr. Beige, who is sitting on the chair, blindfolded, headphones on. The only difference in here is there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork everywhere on the floor, and you can see things named, Governor White ? And information that's been going on. What do you want to do?
Lynn walks up to the figure, but he's muffled and everything, so she's trying not to bump him or anything, because obviously he can't hear her. And she takes out a syringe from inside her outfit, and just while he's got his hand there and he's sitting nothing, she jabs it between his pinky and his other finger, and she just injects the toxin into his body there, and then she will grab all of the papers that are in there, because you said there's a lot of paperwork there.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just grab it all and then head out.
Okay. So he yelps in pain. Oh, who's there? You're interrogating me again. I'm going to be reporting you to the... And he slumps and falls off his chair and writhers on the floor for a few moments before stopping still.
And then she'll go and join the others.
Okay. So as you come back to the others, they are time jumping. Let's go back the other way. The other guys are going to be bringing Dr. Paisha. So you open... Isa opens the lock, very smugly. And inside is your target. Or you say you believe.
We bust in there. Dr. Page, we're here to break you out.
Who's that?
Never mind. Are you ready to go?
I'm not going with you, you Imperial scum.
I can't believe we can hear you through those headphones.
It's like all muffled, so muffles like all the general sounds.
Remux, if I knock him out, could you carry him?
Knock who out? Who's there?
Remus would just walk up to him and take his headphones off and take his blindfold off.
Oh,
Probably a good idea.
you're not the Imperials. Good morning.
Morning.
Not that I want to ask questions if this is a rescue, but what are we doing? Who sent you?
Have any alarms gone off?
No.
Okay. We've been sent by the surgeon to get you out.
Oh, my note made it out. That's wonderful news. Right, just a moment. I just need to stand up and stretch. I've been sat on this chair all night. And
She grabs him by the hand, just starts walking towards the door.
you hear all of his joints pop where they've been in the same position all night. He goes, oh, my muscles. Oh, steady on, dear, steady on. Right.
On the comms link, she just goes, "We've got the package, we need to go."
How are we getting out of here?
Remus just points out.
Also, does anyone have any tea? I'm a bit parched. Okay, let's move on.
Let's leave.
And as you start to walk the corridor, Lynn turns the corridor and meets you guys again.
I'm glad you could join us.
Is this another companion?
Shut up and move.
Not very nice, is she?
I mean, she's got a point. We are trying to escape a prison here. Should we have a chat while we walk past the guards?
Well, okay, lad, lead the way. You seem like the person who knows what to do.
Lynn will arm a breaching charge in his cell, and won't detonate it, but she'll just arm it and tie it to a data pad.
Nice. Are we taking the stairs or are we going for the lift?
I thought we were taking the vents.
The fence it is.
I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies. I don't think I'm going to fit in the vents. He is a chubby kind of man, well built.
Is he just complaining or is it...
No, I tried the John McClane once. It just never worked for me.
Remux, you've got a vibro sword. You can cut a couple of pounds off him, right?
It's tempting.
But I am a shadow of my former self. I've been not fed very well, you see. Anyway, has anybody seen my... I don't suppose you've seen my notebook, have you, and my satchel? I need this.
Where would it be?
Well, I assume up was the answer to that question. But unfortunately, the DM has forgotten where he's put his notes. Over here.
It would make sense for the scientists' notes to be in the lab, wouldn't it?
Well, no, those labs haven't been used other than taking bloods to make sure we're not diseased, I'm afraid. Sorry, what was your name? Looking at Nick.
Is he looking at?
I'm looking down here because you're all down here on my camera. I was talking to Isa.
Well, it's not important right now, is it? Come on, let's go.
Well, what if I'm in trouble? I can't say, hey, you. I might draw attention.
Maybe you should
just don't
refrain
say
from
anything.
speaking then.
I'm with Isa on this one. Shut the fuck up. Let's get out of here.
But I'm trying to give you important plot
Shut up.
information.
We don't we don't care about your plot, do we? Okay.
So, is it the first
Okay, we
floor
need
where
the book.
old lab stuff was?
Oh, well, my information was taken by... Sorry. Yeah, I've just found it. Taken by an Imperial scientist, if she can call herself that. Dr. Tiff Bannon. She took my research and she squandered away with it and put me in this prison here. Try and stop me catching up, you see. I've been working for the surgeon for quite some time on some artifacts of great value that he was asking me... commissioning me.
Who's fast?
Sorry, did somebody fall asleep? I'll start again. So, Dr. Tiff Bannon... But I need my satchel, my notes. They must be upstairs somewhere.
Where upstairs?
Probably in the general quarters for the officers, which is on the first level.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, what exactly is going on in this prison? I feel like we need to know.
I don't really know. Sorry, what was your name?
Orin.
I've been blindfolded and muffed down here for quite some time.
Hey! Sounds so bad.
What kind of prison is
Sounds
this?
like more's going on than you're letting us believe.
Well, I haven't been to see or hear, to be honest with you.
Covered in muff.
I've been covered in muff the whole time. So I'm afraid I don't really know, but I know that my research is here and that it's very imperative that we get it and catch up with Dr. Tiff Bannon before she uncovers the item that the surgeon's after.
Isa, can you have
Is
eyes
the
on the
item
general
in this
quarters?
prison?
No, of course not, Orin. It's on the planet. We need to go from here to Ossus. And he sort of looks around when he says that word to make sure no one else sort of heard him say it out loud. Are you
We
okay?
go then.
Are you okay, Guido? You seem to have frozen.
Thank you. Just wanted to look at the basically what was waiting for us on the first floor.
Prisoners.
Sorry, Dan.
Sorry.
I just wanted to ask, what did he say the item was on? Planet?
The planet
Ossus.
Ossus. OSSU. Something.
As far as I remember, the first time Isa went through the cameras, there was no Imperials in the building for some bizarre reason. They were up on the top, and the prisoners were just left to their own devices inside.
But there was also Imperials that entered into the prison from the Lambda shuttle. That it.
They weren't on any of the cameras.
That you couldn't see on the cameras. Remember, there was some you cycled through that were blacked out.
Yeah, no, but that's not what I said.
So Ossus is where the data pad is, or where his satchel stuff is, yeah?
No, Ossus is where he says he needs to go once he's got his data.
Oh, right, okay. So,
Okay, Dr. Beige. We'll get your notebook.
Oh,
Do you want
delightful.
Dr. Tiff dead or alive?
Well, could we discuss this later, Orin? I mean, one problem at a time. She is a lovely person. I thought she was a lovely person until she took my virginity and my notepad. But I think that it's important to forgive. But until
Stray
this point,
bullets don't forgive, but you know.
I think we should just get my notebook first.
yes.
Bye.
Indeed.
We head to one of the stairwells, I reckon, rather than taking the lift. It seems more likely to draw attention, so take the stairs up a level. Do we all agree?
Let's.
Okay. Orin's in love.
He's heartbroken.
Okay, so
I just like the plan.
you head up the next stairwell. You're not met with any resistance at all. You know, this prison seems very strange. You know, there doesn't seem to be any guards on the level. You peek into level 2, solitary confinement, and as I said, that I saw on the cameras, it's all glass boxes. You can see through the window of this door. You can see loads of those glass boxes. You can see prisoners in these boxes. All kinds of different xenology present there. Bit odd, you know, whole floor dedicated to glass boxes for solitary confinement. And the stairwell continues upwards.
Can I probably move on? Can I reach out to see if I can feel anything on this level, or do I feel like it came from further up?
Well, I said up. I'm gonna make you roll for it again. I'm gonna make you
Okay,
use it.
that's fine.
Okay.
Got that.
Take a point, you know, on your record.
Mhm.
If you want to use it to sense. If you don't want to, then
I do want to use it to
So-
sense if something's on this level.
it's very muddied, the thought, but it is on this level, somewhere in here. But looking through the window, like, you can feel it, but you can't pinpoint it, and nobody is staring back at your position.
Okay. Remix will say to the others, I need to check something. You guys carry on. I'll catch up. Okay. And then he'll walk out into this level.
Lynn will follow Remix and say, nobody goes alone.
Excellent.
Listen, you didn't follow me, so fuck you. You let me go alone. I'm
was
just
on
being
mission.
kind and not letting Remix go alone.
Okay, so you walk out into rows and rows and rows of glass boxes. And as you're walking through the rows, you've still got your feeling that's kind of guiding you towards somewhere in this room. As you walk past these glass boxes, people are just looking at you completely flabbergasted to see somebody walking along, one with a sword for a start, and out of their cell unattended. Very odd. You work your way along, Lynn being close behind, and you come to a cell that has been defiled. I don't mean with poop, but there is like runic symbols drawn on every single side of this cell. So much so that it's very difficult to look inside, but this feeling is definitely coming from in here. The symbols don't seem to mean anything to you directly. Even if you try and concentrate on them, they kind of hurt your eyes a little bit. A bit strange. Finding a very small gap in these symbols, you look into the cell itself. And the cell looks wonderfully clean and tidy, but obviously the glass is not. As you're looking through and trying to peer and go through, all of a sudden a set of yellow orangey eyes meet you face to face looking through the gap, and you hear a snarl, and they start bashing on the glass, and then all of a sudden the entire floor erupts into a rauncous banging on the glass and all sorts.
Fucking hell. It's not what he says. That's me, not my character. I will come closer to the glass to get a better look at the owner of these eyes.
You're kind of staring at almost a reflection of you. It's a Zabrak. These eyes are full of hatred and anger. And as he sees you come closer, you kind of see him step back so you can get a view of all of his glory. Very muscular body, top half open. Same kind of tattoos as you, same horns as you. And he just smiles. And all you hear through the glass is, started your journey, have you?
We might as well look back at Lynn and say, Lynn, can you see the person in there?
Should take a look.
You see a person in there. This person seems to be leering back at you, though, Lynn. You know.
Does it look like Remux? Do I see the same thing he's seeing?
You've seen exactly the same as him.
Okay.
It looks almost identical to him, except being a Zabrak. In same coloration, horns, roughly same build, everything the same.
Yep.
It's getting very loud in here, where all the prisoners are starting to go a little bit nuts inside their cells. Things are starting to get thrown at the glass. And you hear, or see more than hear, with the dark side point, an alarm light start going off in the corners, like the klaxon lights, as if someone's been alerted. Guido and Isel. Sorry, Richard, go on.
I was just going to say, who are you?
Find me when you're ready.
So look confused, and then grab Lynn and say, we have to go.
You guys see on the cameras from your data pad that things have started to go a bit shit. The guards have come in from outside of the compound. You can see them on the cameras running in. You can see that in the mess hall, where there were no guards before, there are now lots of guards, probably too many to count quickly, staring at the camera, and they're ushering all of the inmates on the mess hall into cells in order to try and contain what's going on. And you can start to see a load heading for the lift and stairwells.
So we're shooting our way out then.
Why didn't we just release the rest of the prisoners and let them force their way out as a distraction?
All the cell locks are, mechanical. So should we start opening them all?
If everyone's agreed.
I can't think of a better plan right now.
So we'll start, just opening cells.
Doctor, open the cells, please, and I will need a wall to do it as well.
Oh, of course. And he walks at you and walks to the cell and goes, "You're free, sir. How'd you come?" He's very polite with his opening the cell. This way, please. And he points towards the stairwell that you guys were originally heading up. And this way's out. And he starts creating a chain of inmates that are starting to rush past him to go up that stairwell. I think that you would stop them opening the cell that you were just at.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Let's make our own secrets.
What secrets?
No
No secrets.
As you come up to the cell that Lynn and I have just been interacting with, we must go, not this one.
We're not on the solitary level. We're.
It means I misunderstood that then.
I think we were on the solitary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had gone upright and then they had just gone across.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you continue up to the main level, or the level 1?
Well, yeah, because they went off and we kept going, didn't we?
That makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not sure how we'd open glass boxes either.
Rudimentary. Okay. Well, let's just retcon ever so slightly. So you see these guys. So you guys are level 1, right? So Lynn and Remus, you guys are at level 1. So you're looking through the doorway into this mess hall. Everything seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to be anything going on. And all of a sudden, there's no alarm noise. You just see troopers start spinning out of side areas, start pushing people back in, and then start heading towards the cell, the stairs where you are, and the opposite sides. That makes a bit more sense now.
Okay, so we go back downstairs, open cells. Is that right?
Yeah. So is the mess on this side then?
So this this whole level is like a mess and cells, like larger cells. So if you want it to be on the left, it can be on the left. It could be cells on the right. It's up to you. It's kind of like open, so you can see in. Does that make sense?
Right. So it's a big open space, and then the cells are around the outside of the building almost.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more descriptive sense.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
No, it's fine. And now the first level is filling with troopers.
Correct.
Okay. This is not Ison's place to make decisions, nor is it his speciality. So he will just look at the other two and go, "Oh fuck."
Fuck indeed. Back down the stairs.
Yeah, can we open some cells on the way back to the stairs
Yes.
and then just continue trying to
So
like
then we
see
do
if
that
we
on
could?
the solitary, right?
Yeah.
And then they can. Then we go back to where we were. Dr. Page is up the stairs. How'd you go? Yes. Off we go. You know, opening cells. And then remakes can say, "Don't open this one." They got your voice right. Okay, so you open cells and prisoners start spilling out. Now, do you want them to go both ways? Do you want them to go? So let's just assume there's 2 stairwells for this argument's sake, or do you want them just to completely bull rush one?
I reckon we get them to bull rush one. And we go the other way.
Okay. Would you like them to bull rush left or right? I'm going to say left because
Right.
you guys are all on the right.
Okay. Can I ask a question about the lift? Is it like just one lift shaft with one debris thing going up and down, or is there 2? No,
No,
one. Okay.
just one.
Right.
Just one.
So mass of people going up left, and then we're gonna sneak back up the stairs on the right and have a look and see what's going on.
Wow, sneak's an understatement. If you're going up the right, I'm going to make you roll initiative. If you go up the left, I'm going to make you roll initiative. So whatever which way you go, I'm going to make you roll initiative.
How about down? How does down look?
I like your idea, Andrew, about letting them bull rush one side, and the guards on that level will rush to that side to fight them, and therefore the other side will be quieter. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, so we give it a little bit of time for that to happen, and then we.
Just one question, Dan. The stairwells don't seem to go from level 1 to the surface. Is the only way to get to the surface through the main lift?
No, sir. I didn't draw them because you had mentioned using the air vents, so I was just going to go with the air vent idea. So, but
Okay.
there would be some stairs or something. So they may be right next to the lift shaft going up though into this glass area.
I mean,
Okay.
we've also just taken this dickhead's word that he's not going to fit in the air vents. Will he fit in the air vents?
Dan said he was fat.
Yeah, I did ask. Like,
How big's the air vent?
He had
What's-
lost his weight
like,
because he'd been
yeah.
in the cell for a while.
Be very, very coy with
Information
this
unclear.
information.
Well, it's definitely a light side point to make sure he fits in the air vent.
I don't think so somehow.
Okay, so you guys are
We
looking.
enlarged the air vents by spending a light side point.
But we need to get that. I mean, hold up 1 second before we waste the light side point. We need
No,
to get
absolutely
that
not.
notebook.
Based on a light side point on like meta shenanigan there. Like, oh, we're going to go through the vents. Oh, well, you guy can't go through the vent. Absolute fucking not. Are we wasting a light side
He
point
didn't,
on that?
he didn't say he
No.
couldn't. He was saying in character that he believed he was too fat.
yeah, to be fair, we didn't try.
And then you're going, well, he might be too fat. You're going to have to
but
put a light side point on it.
no, it's 'cause- I'm joking, right? Because you haven't checked the air vent size, right? You're just assuming that they're one size, like, and that's going to work. So, but anyway, carry on.
Right side.
Let's do it.
Andrew's idea, Andrew's idea.
Right side it is.
Okay, so you let the prisoners all bull rush one side to the left, is that right, or the right side? Just to make sure you're going up the right. Is that right?
We're going the
Okay,
opposite
bull
way
rush.
to the bull
Right,
rush.
right.
Okay, so you guys go up the right, bull rush goes up the left. So as you're waiting down a little bit further away from this bull rush car, you start to hear blaster fire from the above. Clearly, obviously, as the troopers are getting overrun and bits and pieces. As you sneak up the right hand side and be able to look through the doorway to what's going on, it's complete carnage in the top floor. The mess is just a battleground. There's occasional blaster fire going off. There's bodies on the floor. And it's just a complete brawl. There's troopers fighting with prisoners, prisoners fighting with troopers, prisoners fighting with prisoners. It is just an absolute brawl on this top floor. And the mess is a mess.
Royal Rumble!
Food fight!
It's getting there.
Has anybody seen a notebook?
Yeah, fuck, we need to find that in all the chaos. So someone who's not a fighter can be focusing on finding that, and those who can fight can be covering them.
So
Can I? Sorry,
okay.
I was just gonna ask. Can I do a quick perception check, like behind cover? Just have a look around, like.
Well, you saw where the troopers come from, so you would have probably assumed that would be where anything would be held.
I'm looking for the notebook in this room.
In this giant mess hall that's in a fight.
Yes.
No, you don't see it.
All right.
But you when you came up here with the other two, you saw where the troopers came from. So logic would dictate that anything that's stored would be there or that way.
Okay. We're going towards them, Joy.
You came towards them. Okay. So play this out cinematically. I'm not going to make you roll for combat because there's going to be a lot of people here fighting. So just tell me cinematically as a group how you cross this room and enter into the guards room.
I have an idea. Like we do like a Roman. Is it a Roman tortoise where everyone just kind of huddles around the doctor and we're all just like pew 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 and people getting slashed and we're kind of like turning as we do it, sort of thing. While moving across the room. It's epic. Imagine epicness. Or if someone has a better suggestion, please.
That sounds good. I can
would
picture
have
it.
suggested a less combatty approach so that we're not, drawing their attention with people that are actually fighting back.
Go for it.
Rather than just because these guys are running up unarmed, right? So they're just mowing them down. They're getting bull rushed, but they're fighting unarmed essentially. If we start shooting them, they're gonna turn around and start shooting us. So why don't we, like, in the confusion, sneak round the back, and
Again.
In the back.
yeah, like using upturned tables and such as cover to, hide us from them as much as possible.
Sounds more sensible.
Yes, it does. It does.
Lynn,
Less deathly.
Lynn will add to this plan by, if we get spotted or there's a moment where we need a distraction, she'll detonate that blast charge that's downstairs, which will hopefully like rock the building and just shake it and like give us a little bit of time to kind of dart away. So she'll keep that in the back pocket.
Okay. So you
We
guys
actually use a dagger rather than a sword, so he looks like an arm, but he's like discreetly like stabbing soldiers in soft bits when he gets near.
Yeah,
them.
when they step round and we're there like sneaking behind some tables, he could just
Yeah, exactly.
sounds perfect. Anything to
Sneaky
add, Orin?
takedowns.
Anything to add, Orin?
Nope. I'm just gonna sort of try and blend in, be one like a pot plant.
Okay. So you sneak around the room, like you say, using tables as cover. Anyone that gets a little bit too close gets either a swift kick in the nads or a stab from a knife or a butt of a blaster, whatever happens to take your fancy at the time. You manage to go all the way past the lift entrance into the guardhouse, which is entirely empty as they've all been ushered out to deal with this riot. You close the door and wedge it behind you. In this room, there is several tables where the guards clearly sit down and have break. There is a buffet-style food area. There is armor and sections and personal effects along the wall in little stores. And then over to the back, you can see a room which is clearly a locker system designed for the prisoners' belongings to go in.
Is there a half-drunk cup of tea here anywhere?
There
That
is
one of the guards.
definitely something. But Dr. Bailey goes, "Oh, breakfast!" and he starts wandering over to the buffet.
Lynn will grab a half-drunk cup of tea and say, "The tea you asked the doctor. The tea you asked for, doctor. Don't thank me. Don't say anything. We're moving." And she'll kind of push him away from the food.
He takes the cup of tea and goes, "Stone cold. What type of woman is this?" And puts it aside. Well, we found the supplier. My equipment should be in here somewhere. I don't know which one, and you're looking at rows of lockers.
Any numbers on them? Can I make a check?
Yes,
Is there one that says L8 on it?
that's what Orin is checking for.
What's that? A perception check or like a search?
Well, a search. I would only add the challenge in because this is time pressured with the brawl going out. So, but between the lot of you, that makes sense. Between the lot of you managed to find a locker that says L8. And whoever finds it, maybe it's Orin. And Doctor goes, "Oh, wonderful, my equipment!" And he takes the satchel off of you and goes over to the table in the mess and sits down, gets the bag and empties it out and goes, "Oh, wonderful! There's my notebook and everything seems to be." Oh, the damned woman! There's a page torn from the back somewhere. He goes, "Look at her! She's taken the page." Yeah, and then you see on the table he's got a stone-shaped arrowhead key. Come out of his bag, a broken data pad. And he goes, "Oh, look at this! How dare she break my data pad?" Anyway, has anybody seen this? Oh, there it is on the floor. Picks up a scroll that's falling out of his bag. He goes, "Oh, it's all here. So, should we get that breakfast or should we get going?"
Let's get going. No time for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Can I implore everyone to please help me find the locker for C4? Would you mind? Can we take a 20-second detour? Is that okay? Can you help me, please?
Why not?
Sure. Why?
Sure, I'll look in this armor locker over here for some laminar.
Do we find a locker for C4?
You can find a locker for C4 yet?
I want to just get whatever's in there. Take it out. Empty.
Just files and files of paperwork.
I'll just take it all.
Become encumbered.
Is there some laminar in that armor locker?
There's definitely some stormtrooper armor that you can put on to disguise yourself if that's what you're looking for.
Yep. Thank you.
I like this as my kind of plan. I'm also going to look for some armor.
Guys, look. We could sneak out.
Guido makes a comment about his height.
I am not putting that armor on.
Guido,
Those
you're
cuffs
shorter
you
than
had,
me. What the
Orin.
fuck are you talking about?
Those
Hey.
cuffs you had, Orin. Lynn will put the cuffs on and say, "Okay, I'm your prisoner. Let's go."
Ice is very glad that he's wearing a stormtrooper helmet because he's a deeper shade of red.
Doctor, you going to put a suit on?
Well, I don't think it would have fit around my waist, but I'll give it a go. And he looks like the what's it on? What's the Ghostbusters?
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little
Should've
bit
known.
wider in the middle than it should be. You know, it doesn't ill-fitting. Oh, this is wonderful, but his voice comes out as a stormtrooper. This is wonderful. Eyesight, you are a tech guy. You think that you could quickly amend the short circuit radio in these buckets so that you could communicate via the helmets. If you spend
I
20 seconds.
like
30
take
seconds.
2 seconds to turn them onto our channel
Yep.
before I hand them to people. Literally just dial the knob around to our channel.
Excellent. There we go. So now you can all communicate in Stormtrooper helmets, other than Lynn, who doesn't have one on. But let's say you've got your earpiece anyway.
And Guido said he didn't have one on.
I didn't say I was wearing one, but I am happy to. If there is one available, then I will put one on. Yes.
There's plenty of armour and bits and pieces in here. The guards that would have run out, they wouldn't have all been in full Stormtrooper armour. Some of them would have been on break and bits and pieces, so they would have run out just with what they had in order to deal with the riot that you've caused.
Mixing and matching.
And then when everyone else is putting their stuff on, I'll go over to the armour locker and hand everyone a blaster. I'm assuming they're all just standard blaster carbines rather than anything special.
Yeah.
So, but just everyone gets the same looking generic branded Stormtrooper bullshit facade blaster.
The Dr. Beige will hold it as in, hold two things with your fingers, something you don't want to touch. He kind of holds it like this. I don't think I want this. I don't know how to use it.
Guido
He just puts it on the sling over him, so he's at least got one on.
Guido then Guido then walks up to him, takes the blaster, not off him, but then just sets this, puts the safety on, basically.
So what does this do, my dear?
Prevents you from shooting us.
Oh, okay. I won't play with it, honest. And as you start to walk away, you hear pew as he shoots the floor. Oh, sorry. And he flicks the switch back on. Isa, when you saw or were handing out the armour, two of your party seemed extremely professional putting this on, as if they'd done it from muscle memory time and time again.
Yep, a lot of our party wears armour. That's not unusual.
Yeah. Okay, what's happening next?
To the chopper.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Okay.
Guido comments how she doesn't remember Stormtrooper armor being this tight.
Have you put on some weight then?
Lynn,
Man,
you and I should
opened
have
yourself-
words.
You opened yourself right up for that.
If these two are quite done sort of sparring with each other, can we get to the fucking shuttle?
Oh, we could do this. We could do this while we walk.
So you open the door, or peek the door before you open it, back into the mess hall. It looks like the tides have turned the other way. The prisoners seem to be doing quite well against the stormtroopers or the troopers, and they appear to have got sort of pushed back. As the battle's going on, you maybe open the door, maybe step through as you're preparing to leave. The troopers kind of see you and go, yeah, and have a rally, and then you just see the shift of battle go the other way where they think they've got reinforcements. Little do they know that you kind of sneak past and climb the stairs to go out the other side. So as you got that last set of stairs, you come into the very base of the glass building. From your observation, you knew that this was where people would come in from outside and then things would disappear. Your ship is still there. You can see very clearly from being up there that the ray shield fence is still in place. You can see on the guard towers that there is a few troopers still manning those, and they're looking into the prison on edge. They've got their blasters ready, etc. But they pay you absolutely no heed at all, being in trooper armour.
We should pretend like we're extracting our high-value target, and they need an urgent exfil from this riot because it's not going very well down there. Might be a good idea.
Get it done, Marcel.
We're all wearing the fucking armour.
Not me.
Quite
I'm the high-value prisoner.
Exactly.
Oh, is that the shuttle we're using? And Dr. Beige will start walking towards the shuttle.
We're going on the shuttle?
Yeah, to the shuttle.
Cool. Alright, sweet, yeah. Guido will run on there and point a blaster at whoever's in the pilot seat.
Well, as you do run on there, the pilot is walking towards you guys down the ramp. He goes, hold on. Who are you lot? You can
Quick
shoot
smack
him.
in the head.
Yeah,
no,
you can
quick
shoot him
smack
if you
in the
want.
head. Just knock him out. What is it with you? I'm trying to knock him out.
What's with you? We're trying to go out quietly.
That's only because you said shoot him. So that's why. So you
I didn't say shoot.
you club this guy on the
I
side
said-
of the head.
Point my blaster at him, right?
No, I'm sure you said shoot him. That's the same thing. You
I
point a
will-
blast at someone, you better shoot it.
I will check the video evidence later. Anyway,
So you charge on, clog this guy against the side of the head. He's not a TIE fighter pilot, so he's not wearing a helmet. It's just a pilot in a uniform, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. Do you take him on the ship with you? Do you roll him out?
Yeah, we take him on the ship with us.
Yeah,
We
okay.
drag him in,
Yeah.
get his keys and his key card.
So Guido then jumps into the pilot seat,
yeah.
and a moment later you see you're not going far, so it doesn't matter. You see the ship take off ever so slowly upwards and then speed off in a direction, not towards Theed, but off into a different direction. So where are we going, gentlemen? As you see Dr. Beige completely de-armoring and taking things off. That wasn't very comfortable. Any more tea on this vessel?
I shoot him with my blaster on stun.
Thank you, I saw.
Yes. Brilliant.
I sort of reach his patience limit. Like he's a nerdy pacifist, but even he's got a limit, and he just oops. Like actually pointed at him, stunned him, and then went oops.
That does beg the question, though. Where are we headed next? Ossu? Ossus?
Ossus.
No, well,
Back to
Captain
our ship.
Soul was still here, remember. Yeah.
Okay, so we
Radio
look onto
then?
him.
Would that not look like suspicious behaviour for this ship?
But quite possibly. Would you like me to roll a dark side point and have you chased?
No.
Let's
I probably wouldn't.
we radio him and tell him we'll meet him at Ossus,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he can just. And then we just jump.
Can you
Is
radio
this-
him and have him meet you in orbit somewhere rather than Ossus,
Yeah, sure.
please?
Yeah.
This is Soul. What can I do for you?
Is he drunk?
Yeah. Sol, have you been drinking again?
Just a smidge.
I love the smell of alcohol in your breath. Meet us in orbit
Now?
right now.
Okay.
Can you fly your fucking ship or are you gonna crash?
He doesn't turn off the radio at the comms and he goes, it's always now with them lot. Beep, beep, beep. And you hear the engine start spooling up. It doesn't go off the comms, and then he comes up and he meets you in orbit, and lazily you can detach and not detach, sorry, that's the wrong word, attach and decanter yourself from the decanter, that's the wrong word. Disembark. There we go.
Can we steal
booze.
the ship? Can we steal the ship and take it with us? Can we nest it inside Soul ship? Is it small enough? Can we?
It's far
No,
too
so we
big.
have to abandon it,
It's
scrap it.
got a hyperdrive.
Mm.
It's a lander class shuttle.
Damn.
It's got a hyperdrive. We
It
can
can
just
come
use
with
it and sell it for money.
Can we autopilot it to jump back to the surgeon's world, like on its own, without a crew? Is that something you can do?
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to make extra money for the surgeon here, right? That's our ultimate goal. So I feel like that's probably something we'd do.
You
Yeah, I
can
mean, we could
do
we
that.
could put a beacon on it, hyper jump it, and then they can just go and pick it up at their leisure, can't they? From space.
What do we know about Ossus? Like, do we need the shuttle there? Maybe as a disguise.
I don't think so, but Dan, you could tell us.
I'm not going to tell you. You shot the NPC that would tell you about it.
Anybody got knowledge core worlds or knowledge outer rim? We'd have to know which.
I've got a lot of knowledge. They're not particularly good skills, but he's a nerd.
This is a history check. This is OC. This is an ancient world of the Jedi. This is not on any known databanks.
Then it's not going to be Imperial. Then we do not need the shuttle. Let's send it the fuck out.
Send it back. Actually, Guido, why don't you just fly us and send Sol back on this thing? He's not very helpful.
You want me to fly a soul ship? With
Sol
pleasure.
won't. He won't have it.
I think Sol's a bit too inebriated to decline.
You tell him that, Guido. See what happens.
Oh, can I?
Go for it. Do what you need to do.
So, I don't know. There's two. Okay, yeah. So Guido approaches Captain Sol and kind of just like, puts a hand on him in a kind of a way. Just like, Captain, you must be tired after all that drinking.
What drinking? I haven't been drinking. You can clearly see the whiskey on the side.
Just like, starts to just hold the bottle. Like, yeah, of course, you haven't been drinking. Would you like to come with me?
Well, that's an offer I don't think I can refuse now, is it? Yes, and he pushes like the autopilot thing on the controller. I'll be back in a minute, my dear, and they will follow you down the corridor.
Amazing. She leads him to the other ship and just kind of pushes him on.
Oh, I don't want to see this, Guido. I've flown these. They're a hunk of junk compared to this beauty.
Yeah, steps back onto the Sol ship.
Spend a light side point to make it happen, Gary.
Yeah!
Do it.
Yo! I would like to spend the light side points to allow this to happen.
No worries.
Kicked him onto the other ship, and that ship has just gone boom, off into hyperdrive.
Well, you see him scramble through the glass to get to the Lambada class shuttle before he's vented into space, having closed the door and probably going to detach the umbilical cord, I presume.
Yeah, all that stuff happens.
Yeah, so you see him dash to the other ship in order not to get sorted. Over the radio, you hear, "Guido, don't you drive my ship."
As the Lambda class ship kind of goes away, we can still see each other and just blows him a kiss.
Guido, before you fly, did you get rid of the tracking beacon from the Imperials on this? Oh shit! As you jump. I did wonder if anyone was going to pick up with the tracking beacon. And we're going to stop there because the next section is ready to start. I mean, well, I'm welcome to start if you want, but there's a bit of stuff to go through. It's up to you. See, it's a clean point to stop to start next week.
Well, we're only 20 minutes to the end anyway, so it's not like we're pushing to fill the time, are we? We're almost at end.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any RP anyone wants to do before we wrap up?
Just makes Guido makes a semi-sarcastic but playful comment to Lynn about, you know, she told Captain Sol, who was boss, kind of thing. She didn't have to do anything untoward to her.
I saw will drag unceremoniously drag this irritating shitbag into the galley, prop them up in a chair against a table, put a cup of tea in their hand and wait for them to come round. And just like hide and just keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Just to see when he like wakes up, he's got a cup of tea in his hand.
It's just a question. I have a point of clarity. Did you guys get rid of the Imperial pilot, or did you leave him on the shuttle as well? You knocked him out.
You brought him on. That's what we said.
But we didn't say we took him off the shuttle.
I reckon we would have taken him off the shuttle. I think we would have done that. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So we'll find him on the other ship at some point. Okay, no worries. So you in the mess hall, you've got Dr. Page just slumped like you've left him, cup of tea, sort of ready grasped. He sort of goes, ooh. Oh, it's cold.
It's hot.
Oh, it's too hot. Oh, what you're scolding. Why is it so hot on these ships? Oh, headed. Hello, anybody here? Who shot me? He's just talking to himself, like calling it. Oh, well, I guess I better inform the crew of where we're going because they don't fucking know. They missed the story point. So he will go on to the comm of the ship and say, crew, could I possibly speak to you? And I woke up in the mess hall. What a lovely place. The tea was scalding. Could you please come to the mess hall and I can give you a bit of more information of where we're going and what we're doing and why it's so important we do it pretty quickly.
Well, surely you want to do that here then, rather than messing around going back to the mess hall, if it's so important.
That mess hall.
Page.
Did you shoot me?
No, I don't know how to use a gun.
Well, very interesting. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. I don't suppose Captain Soul's about. I think this is his ship. Is that right?
It is.
It is, yeah.
It's a loner.
Oh.
Guido's got it.
I really hope he packed all of my equipment and everything else before he decided to loan it to you. It's very odd. He likes to fly his own ship. Has the other crew here either as well? Remember, he's got his own crew that operate and maintain the ship with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all on board.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for breaking me out of prison. That was a bit of a concern that I had. I wasn't going to be getting out, and the team have really fucked up. And, anyway, we need to go to Ossus incredibly quick. And he opens up his notepad and he goes, "I have the star coordinates here. Who's flying this thing if Captain Soul isn't?"
That would be me.
Autopilot.
What is it, Guido or autopilot? Which one?
It's
said I
safer
could
on
fly.
autopilot.
Well, I'm afraid we can't trust the autopilot. Where we need to go is extremely dangerous. We need a decent pilot.
Oh, we'll have to go and get tech then.
Well, no, there's no time for that. We can't go back. Who's tech? Never mind. Doesn't matter. We haven't got time to return. We need to post haste make it to Ossus. So, Guido, did you say you were flying?
Yes.
You'll have to do here, and he takes a piece of paper out of his book and waves it and says, "Here's the star coordinates for Ossus. You won't find it on your known map. You'll have to plot the course manually. But do not exit at the point it says. Exit at least a kilometre beforehand, okay? Very important, or we're all dead."
Good to know.
Yes, quick, off we go. And he'll just dismiss you completely.
Do you need a check for this?
No, I'm going to. She's giving you exact coordinates of where he wants to jump to, so you can plot it. Anyway, so the reason we're in a rush is Dr. Tiff Bannon obviously had my research, and she's at least 2 weeks ahead of where we are. The artifact I've been requested by the surgeon to track down, as I did many weeks ago, is to recover something from the Vault of Purity down in Ossus in the ancient Jedi libraries. I'm sure if you want to have a read, there'll be plenty of manuscripts that you could help me get and collect. Well, that's my mission, but I'm a historian by trade, and I would like some help collecting some other artifacts while we're there, please. This, of course, is all paid by the surgeon. Agreed. You can check in with that young boy that talks softly. I don't remember his name. What's his
Whisper.
name? Oh, that's the one. Yes, you can check in, confirm with him. Yes, I think we need to make post haste. I'll give you a bit more information about Dr. Tiff Bannon. So, she's an Imperial scientist. Didn't know at the time when she was courting me. I just didn't realise she was after my research. She believes she has found the key for the Emperor. I don't think he's alive anymore, but that's just rumours. Many people say that he has special abilities, and this particular key will give him power over the rest of the galaxy. Obviously, we can't let Dr. Tiff Bannon get that for the Emperor. But furthermore, I don't like being swindled. I'm an honest businessman and an honest archaeologist. So, questions?
Do you specialize in Jedi lore?
I have a section of my degree in Jedi history. Although it is frowned upon in the Empire, you have to go outside of the Empire to get those things.
I see.
What exactly does this key do? You said give power over the galaxy. What does that mean?
I don't really know.
Or are we dealing in myth?
I believe it's a myth. Lynn, was it?
That's correct.
Yes, I believe it's a myth. I don't think it really exists. And anyway, nobody should have that power. If we do come across it, I think we should destroy it post-haste. You, Orin, is that your name?
Yes.
Yes, you're the strong silent type in the corner. Do you, know of this planet Ossus? Have you heard of it before?
Have I?
No. Well,
Nope.
you all would have heard of it in myth. It's legend, basically. Everybody has heard of Ossus, the home of the Jedi, where all their great libraries were once held, and all of a sudden it disappeared off the map, and nobody visited anymore, and you can't find it on any star charts from history. It was like it was wiped clean of all the archives of old. But everybody's heard of it as a Kamina. So, but everybody's heard of it like a mythological place.
Only heard the old stories. Are we expecting much resistance?
Well, it's a very real place, Orin. It's quite a dangerous place as well. So, I'm glad that we've got you and Remix here. Why are you gagging?
I don't like flying.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got him over here. That's here's some tea, boy. Gives you the scolding hot tea. The security, because we'll definitely need some security on this mission. I know that Guido up there is a hotshot pilot and all, but we definitely need some security.
Okay. I'll be better again when I'm back on solid ground.
Yeah, I think we need to check in with Whisper. This is gonna cost them.
Oh, no, it's already paid for. Apparently, I was told that I had a team to go with me.
Pity the team wasn't told.
What kind of bounty are we talking about per artifact here? How worth it is it for us to go out of our way to recover these artifacts?
Well, a lot of these artifacts sell on the black market for some great sums of money. Obviously,
I mean, cost to us. What do we get?
Well,
because obviously we don't get retail value.
You get to help an old man finish his research and stop the Empire increasing their power with this mythological key, and you get to work with the surgeon longer. That's not a threat. It sounded like a threat, but it wasn't a threat. It was meant to continue working with the... Oh, I don't know, whatever. Can't word that, but, that's part of your job. You work with the surgeon, and the surgeon's working with me.
Yes, but the surgeon has a scaling kind of fee. You succeed at your mission, you get X. You succeed with bonuses, you get a little bit more, So I'm trying to work out if there's a scheme for how worth it is for us to weigh up the success of the mission versus gaining an extra 5 artifacts, for example. We need to have a cost-benefit analysis.
We all like to go home and swap you over for a more capable team, obviously. We're not a combat squad, so going to a dangerous place, it may not be in our best interest if you can't give us some financial restitution. We are a mercenary group after all.
And I've already lost half my credits just trying to rescue you. Are you going to pay them back?
Well, I don't have any money. Look, I have all of my worldly possessions here on this table. You just see everything you saw that he got out in the Imperial prison. I guess you'll have to speak to the surgeon, or, well, good luck speaking to the surgeon. You'll have to speak to Whisper.
Yeah,
But
that's
for now,
probably a good idea.
I'm going to go speak to Guido and make sure that he's got the coordinates down right. We don't want to be jumping out of hyperspace into an asteroid field now, do we? Chop chop, see you later.
I'll follow up and go to Guido.
And he'll just make sure, Gary, that you've put in the exact coordinates that he's given on that piece of paper.
Yeah, she will have.
And then once Guido's got the position locked in, Lynn will just run her hand gently over her face and go, "The way you handled Captain Saul, that was hot." And she'll grab your hand and pull you away.
No, don't go yet. You need to push the hyperspace button.
You can push it.
I can't fly. Oh, okay, this one. Beep.
Don't worry, Guido. I'm going to push your button.
And as the door closes on Lynn and Guido going into their chambers, goes into hyperspace.
Now that Remix and Dr. What's his face? Beige are alone. I've just got one more thing I want to ask him, if that's okay.
Yep.
Remix will ask him, Dr. Beige, have you ever encountered an Inquisitor?
I've read about them in my studies of the Jedi and Sith war, but I've not met them per se. I don't see any reason why they would come after me. I'm just an archaeologist.
They serve the Emperor, as I understand it.
Well, yes, but I'm sure that their order was all but destroyed.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, what makes you say that, sir?
I'd rather keep that card close to my chest.
Yeah,
But,
didn't realise it was a game of poker?
I think I may have seen one. And if this Dr. Tiff Bannon serves the Empire, I would be fearful that she may be able to call in such an agent of the Emperor. We should be careful.
Well, I definitely think we should be careful. She has the whole might of the Imperium behind her. Of course, we're just a small band of mercenaries, as I was called earlier, or it was called earlier. So we just need to be careful. And I agree. I have made preparations, and I don't suppose you could help me find my trunk in the storage hole. Could you please, sir?
Okay.
And he'll take you down to the storage hole, just chatting away about his exploits, and he's the best archaeologist he knows, and bits and pieces.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Done? Finished? Finite?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send a comm to Whisper with like an update, like sort of like a one-way report, not like a back and forth. I don't want to talk to the guy.
Please
Send an
update
email.
financial restitution for job spec as it has grown exponentially from original.
Expect Captain Sol shortly. Make sure we get our worth from that ship.
Imperial tracker may be active. Lol.
Lol.
So I will respond to that next week, Andrew. No worries. Awesome.